Hello. This is the Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap, episode 274. This is Rajyasree Sen.
And this is Abhinandan Sekhri, and we wish you a happy Diwali. Happy Diwali, Rajyasree.
Happy Diwali.
Is that why you're wearing a sari?
No, I'm auditioning to read DD's new newsreader.
Read.
Hello.
Hello.
No, good evening.
No,
They always say good evening.
that's not how you start a newspaper.
In Doordarshan, that's how you start because they are very polite lot over
You have to say
there.
Vande Mataram.
Vande Matram.
Then?
Please wear handloom textiles.
That's not what this show is about. We have two films. One is a film called Blonde. One is a film called Ticket to Paradise. We have a series called Hush, Hush, Hurry, Hurry, Love, Come
It's
to Me.
it's on Paula
Hush.
Abdul.
So that's Rush, Sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry. Even I ruined it.
Rush. That was such a great song, man.
It was such a good video.
Then we have some conversations about Hasan Minhaj.
No, we'll discuss his special. He has
Oh,
a special on
But
Netflix.
that also with you, Malala Yousafzai and Priyanka Chopra and that controversy. Are you not aware of
Yusuf
that?
you've changed your name, Andira.
Sorry.
Chi. Oh, this controversy. Okay, I was wondering what controversy would it
So
be?
we will talk about that, and we have some emails as well that we shall
We
read
have
out.
a podcast also,
Oh yeah,
which is giving us, like, this is something we are aspiring to. We'll get your mother and sister, and we'll do people make fun of us doing a podcast together.
we have a podcast of the granddaughter of a superstar. So we'll start off with a film called Blonde, which is making a lot of news lately. What is the purpose of the film? Please first clarify. Is the purpose of the film to tell the story of someone? Like if I see a biopic, I want the story of that person's life. Or is it just a mood film? Like, who made In the Mood for Love?
Angkor Wat.
So, some of his
Which
films
is
are
so
mood
lovely.
films.
Oof.
Some of
You know.
Some of his films...
In the Mood for Love.
Yeah, some of his were mood films. The story wasn't that important, it was a character, but they were fictional. There's a real person. So I'm not sure is this a mood film or is it a story, because it's not a story film. And you can't make a mood film with Marilyn because she was a real person. I want to know the real things of her life. So I didn't understand what was the stated objective of the film.
Relationship with the mother, that the mother abused her, that has never been documented also. Like, there's no mention of it anywhere. The Jodie Maggio, and there was this thing about her father, that she never had her, but she knew who her father was. She knew that he was a man who lived in the same building as her and her mother. And after her mother got pregnant, he had left. He was a married man and he left.
But I thought he was an assistant in the studio her mother worked in.
Yeah, but like she knew
Okay,
who it
right,
was.
okay,
This
she
whole
knew.
thing of that I don't know who
okay.
it is and all that is also fiction. There's a lot of fiction basically.
Then, why was she always naked?
There's so much nudity
So,
in the
I
film.
mean, did she hang around naked in life all the time? Like, what was the purpose? I didn't understand that. Then,
There's one more.
the things
after
that are
her.
good are this young lady
Anna de Armas.
has done a phenomenal job. Like,
She's
what
really
an
good.
actor. I mean, I think she must have, like Indian young boys and girls lock themselves in a room and study for IAS for 8 months.
She has studied for this for sure.
She locked herself in the room and went to Batra classes or Akash
Yeah.
classes or whatever classes where only she watched every expression of Marilyn and has replicated it, although her face is not like Marilyn. She has, like, her jaw is too weak to be Marilyn. It's a very small chin. Marilyn had a
But
bigger jaw.
so I am very impressed by their makeup and all.
Amazing. Famous shot of Marilyn, starting on the subway with
Yeah.
the white dress going up. Why did it keep getting cut and repeated? First, I thought there was a glitch in my matrix.
You thought it was an
I had a
actress.
glitch in the matrix. Matrix for glitch. But that was style. Then there are certain shots that just linger. Like, we get the shot. Court did a lot of that. Court, the
Huh.
Indian film. But the Court, there was a purpose to it. Here, the shot went on and on. There's no action. So I'm wondering, is there some significance? So tell us about Hush, Hush.
Yeah.
Hurry,
So,
hurry, love.
Hush,
So you
Hush.
give the review. I'll provide background music.
Why? Because you haven't watched it, so of course you'll do
I wanna
that.
see.
Huh? Why would you let me review it properly? Because we are 6 years old. Huh? That you're not pulling my hair while doing that is a miracle also. Basically, it's a cloak and dagger thing of who killed who is
It's a whodunit.
blackmailing.
How many
but
episodes?
the only problem is, so it's a 7-episode show. I have watched 5.
And you already know the end.
I don't care about the end.
Oh,
That
really?
is the beauty of it. I'm like, who cares?
You
Who
become like
cares?
me.
Yeah. I'm like, just so the good things I'll say. It is very nice to see Juhi Chawla and Aisha Julka act because they like walk through their roles as compared to the Soha Ali Khan and all, who look like they are
Trying.
making an effort to act like normal
I think
people.
Kritika Kavan was very good in that Tandav series.
It is almost copied from Big Little Lies, which had Nicole Kidman and Reese Witherspoon and all, which was fabulous. And even that, there was
Oh,
the
no, sorry, I did. As if
No,
I knew,
you
but I was
hadn't.
talking about the one with Hugh Grant.
Yeah, no, that this one, Big
What was
Little
that
Lies,
called?
was actually that was called
That was a
The
whodunit.
Undoing. Right, The Undoing it was with Hugh Grant, where he plays a husband. So, in Big Little Lies, also, everyone said they are in this picture perfect town in America where everyone is there dressed beautifully and horrible things happen. But in that, also, a murder is committed by one of them. And it's how all of them rally together to cover it up and how it almost unfurls. The only difference is in that you couldn't figure out what the next thing is going to
Yeah,
be.
you know.
Here, you don't care. You're like, oh, yeah, they're so boring. Just slap them.
Juhi Chawla did some movies with some amazing music. She's
Yeah,
done some
yeah.
very nice songs that
And
picturized on
Kayamat
her.
se Kayamat tak, should it?
No, sorry, I'm talking about the other person.
Aisha Julka.
Julka has done some films that
Are you referring to Arman Kohli as music?
Arman Kohli. Why?
Was a
She did a film.
boyfriend.
No way, really?
Yeah, that's why I think she left.
Is he in jail or is he out? He was on
Now
bail.
he's got bail. How long they put him in for?
So,
for having a joint or something.
she was, of course, in Pehla Nasha, that song. Not,
Haan.
but there was another very nice, catchy song
Which is?
from a very C-grade film called Dalal with Mithun Chakravarti because Bong, which started like this. Tu-tu-tum, 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 tu-tu-tum. Gutter.
I've seen this.
Huh? It was a
What?
beauty.
What songs there were at that time? That other one, Kabootar char gayi kabootar. I'm not going to sing it. You know what it is? Char gayi kabootar.
No fucking kabootar.
Of course, char gayi kabootar. Re.
Arey, this is that song only.
This is that. What was the one with Karishma and Govinda? Oh, Sarkaili or Khatia. Shakti Kapoor's Bermudas fall off and he
Yeah,
pulls it
that
up
is
and it. What?
Actually, it's also there was that one with Ravina Tandon and Govinda, which went Raja chalo akele mein baj gaya tabla tabele.
Yeah. And
It was shot in the
speaking of-
tabela.
just in case you don't get what they're talking about. But speaking of Ravina Tandon, reminded me of Sunil Shetty. And I have to comment on this. Sunil Shetty is very upset by what has happened with startups, educational startups nowadays. So he's written a long LinkedIn post as a business entrepreneur.
Okay, I don't know about all
And-
that, but I have recently come across. I didn't know it was a thing.
What?
Like the Sunil Shetty videos are a thing. Like, dude,
he
they're
was
so
like-
funny. And
Then-
there's one. He used to anchor a show called
Sunil Shetty used to anchor.
The Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
Like whoever loses the most weight. And there's one meme. I don't know if you can find it and provide the link. Yeah, Biggest Loser. Yeah, कौन है इस show का Biggest Loser? मैं, because I'm such a loser.
But more than that, I'll tell you who is the biggest loser. I was sitting in a restaurant in Bombay.
So I watched Ticket to Paradise, and I
Say
would
who's in it.
recommend. It has George Clooney and Julia Roberts, directed by Ol Parker. I'm guessing that's Oliver Parker,
let me see.
who also directed the musical Mamma Mia, which was also
Oh.
super flop.
Which was very bad.
So I think this is just to try to revive my generation, for whom George Clooney and Julia Roberts were like the sexiest people ever. Or I personally wasn't a fan of Julia Roberts, but my generation was like Pretty Woman was the thing. Like everyone was in love with her. Also, although that music or that film takes me back to my, school days and last few days of school and early college days. I actually felt bad for them in this film because they, sometimes you see a star. The film is not of that stature. I mean, like, what are you doing in this film? You make me cringe. Like, you were
But they said
Better than
they
this.
did it for because we are so tired of doing serious films. We feel very happy when someone gives us something where we get to hang out because they're very good friends.
Yeah.
So is that we just had such a nice time, and it was shot in Australia, which is so odd that it's shot in Australia, but it's set in Bali. And Julia Roberts said, see, we went to Australia to shoot. My family was supposed to come. Then COVID happened and Australia had those very strict rules. So she said, basically, I spend all my time with George and his wife. And he said she's very annoying because she doesn't give us any time alone. And she said it was like, for us, it was, we didn't need to, they didn't say we didn't use our brains, but they said we didn't need to be stressed because he said, like, she's done such fun films like Erin Brockovich and all. So after that, maybe also at that stage of celebrity,
also
you
she
can
just-
afford to do
Yeah,
a shitty film and it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, I mean, she did that series, with about the White House, about the Watergate
Oh,
scandal.
that was
but
so good.
she
That was
so
really
in that.
good.
So tell us about the Hassan Minaj. I saw the controversy. I can't understand it. All I can get from Hassan Minaj that he's, how old is he? Is he in his 20s?
No, he'd be in his 30s, I think.
And he's done a set on this also. I just think he's obsessed with Insta, and that's a real problem with this generation. I mean,
No, but there's very little on Insta in this. I watched the whole thing. I'm seeing how old he is.
not on this. I'm talking about the 37. I've just been told. No,
Huh.
that he unfollowed Malala unfollowed. He says she follows me. I don't follow her. So, like this whole Instagram following thing. He did a set on that. Taking a dig at himself that he's so obsessed with
Huh.
Insta. But so while he was taking a dig at himself, and that set was fine. But I just think like Insta cannot be the centerpiece of, like, Insta is the fringe of your life. That cannot be the centerpiece. In his, it comes across as the centerpiece of his
Okay,
life.
so not in the special. It was actually very funny. It was one of the better specials I've seen. It's on Netflix. It's called The King's Jester, and he does a very smart piece about Saudi Arabia and going into the embassy, and he went into the embassy with his crew the day Jamal Khashoggi was killed. So he went to one embassy and the Sultan's team came out to meet them. Like, they called them over and they said, we want to meet you, because he said that we'd like to interview the Sultan for our show. So they said, why do you think you should interview him? And he said, when you're in there, you realize you've gone to Saudi Arabia, basically.
That is technically true for an embassy.
Yeah. And so that bit, he's very funny about Priyanka Chopra. So the Malala Priyanka bits are one sentences exactly. He does one part of it is him just saying a one sentence about, like, he says, okay, I'm going to say it, Priyanka Chopra, marriage is an absolute sham. He says something funnier than what I'm saying, basically. And he says, and Malala follows me on Instagram, but I don't follow her. And then something like he does, and Modi, he does a full set. So I don't know. I don't think the BJP has watched, anyone from the BJP has watched this, because if they had,
It would have been taken off.
it would have been, because he does this whole thing where he meets Modi followers and all also, and it is ridiculous.
Really?
And so I don't think they've watched it, because there's no way
They
it
would have
would
allowed
be on. So
That's one reason to
yeah,
watch it.
so but watch it. He's very clever. He's it's a funny, like, it's an intelligent, funny episode for sure. Special for sure. So I would say take the time out and watch it. And I don't think Priyanka Chopra will ever speak to him.
Also, we want to remind you that this Diwali we have some hampers. It's a limited offer from October 20th till November 10th. It's a Sabki Dhulai soap set, a Naxalbari comic book, fridge magnets, laptop stickers, Karare Chane mugs, Stay Mad t-shirts, the Kashmir Kahani book. Oh, there's lots of stuff. So you must order this Diwali hamper from News Laundry, because not only will you get amazing goods and products, you will also be supporting journalism. Subscribe and listen to the complete unedited version of this podcast on our podcast player. Download the app. It will be most helpful for you to listen to this podcast smoothly without any problem.
We, being an independent platform, depend on our readers, viewers, and listeners. Support independent media by subscribing to News Laundry. Go to newslaundry.com, click on the subscribe button at the top and pay to keep news free.